welcome to Música Som podcast YouTube channel. We are in the city of Lisbon in Portugal at the Ultimate Audio hi-fi dealer for the Ultimate Sessions Extreme. Hi, I'm
Hello
Fernando from podcast Música Som. It's a podcast about hi-fi and music. And you're here in Portugal.
Yes.
You've come to Ultimate Audio. So can you explain us a little bit which loudspeakers that you brought here?
Of course, I would love to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you tell me who you are, please?
Of course. So first of all, nice to meet you. And I would like to thank my dear friends from Ultimate Audio Elite to invite me to this special venue as well. My name is Martin Dunhoff. I'm the sales manager for Marten Speakers and Jorma Cables from Sweden. So today here we have the first introduction in Portugal of our 25-year anniversary speaker called the Mingus Septet. So it was first introduced in Munich last year, 2023, and is quite a speaker, I must say. A lot of different innovations that was first introduced in this speaker. As you can see on the front, we have a reputation for have been working with Accuton in Germany for many years. So they have been helping us with producing drivers with our specifications. So for instance, we have the typical honeycomb aluminium bass drivers. In this speaker, we also have a ceramic mid-range dome. But what is very unique is the big 3-inch beryllium dome upper mid-range driver. And that is working together with a diamond dome tweeter.
Okay.
So we are actually using 4 different materials in the drivers of the front of the speaker. All of these drivers are put in this beautiful finished cabinet, which is of a material we call M-board. It is lacquered with 7 layers of this beautiful piano lacquer. The cabinet is special in that way that it has this beautiful shape. It not only helps with sound, of course, but it also gives the property to use the drivers in the front. And then in the back, we are using bigger passive drivers, which is 10-inch. So for that reason, you need to have a bigger backside of the speaker. And also the narrower front gives less diffraction of the sound.
Sure.
So it has many positive things in that way. As you can see, it's also a sandwich construction because you have 3 different layers that is bounded together, both in the top and in the bottom. So you have the main cabinet, and then there is aluminum plate, and then you have the wood on top. And that is put together with acoustic glue, so it gives the very good sound properties for the cabinet.
Okay. And what place does it take in your range of speakers?
So we have 4 different ranges. We have the entry-level Oscar series, then you move up to the Parker series, and then you move into the Mingus series. Mingus series consists of 3 different models. You have the quintet, the septet, which is this one, and then the orchestra. So it's the middle of the range from the septet from the Mingus speakers, and our top of the range is called Coltrane, which goes in 4 different model ranges to a very big and beautiful Coltrane Supreme 2. So, but this room is a little bit too small for them, so we will bring them next time and put them in the big room.
Sure.
Yeah.
And finally, how did you come to using the names of famous musicians for your different ranges?
Of course, you know, since we are only using names of very famous jazz musicians, our founder and owner, Mr. Leif Olofsson, is a big jazz fan, of course, so it was with inspiration from his love of music.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much for having me.
Well done. So, thank you for coming. You're here at Ultimate Audio in Portugal.
Yeah.
You brought some special cables, as I realized.
Yes.
Can you talk us a little bit about what you do in Esprit at the company and the range of product that you brought here?
First of all, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Introduce myself. My name is Vivien Falize. I'm a sales manager of Esprit. Esprit is a French company, French manufacturer of high-end cable, specific for audio. The company was created since 27 years ago by Richard Césari. And we are present here today in Lisbon with my partner Ultimate Audio Elite for a launch and presentation of the new flagship. The name is L'Esprit, and today it's possible to listen this beautiful high-end system with L'Esprit cable behind, speaker cable, interconnect, power, etc., etc.
All the range.
All the range.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and do you manufacture the?
Yes. Currently, we have 9 different ranges, entry, middle, and high level. All ranges is totally handmade in France. The development, the manufacture, the development is totally handmade in France, in a small town in Charente, just near Bordeaux for the wine.
Okay. Very nice.
And yes, totally handmade in France.
So there are many cable manufacturers in the world. So what differentiates your product from the others? Is there something? Is there something special about them?
It's something special. I think it's question about the philosophy behind the product. It's really simple. First, music, just that. About the founder, Richard Césari is a really passionate guy. He listened during many hours of music, and he just developed the product just for music. We use different material. Like copper or silver, like that. We develop proper technology, for example inside l'Esprit speaker cable, and we use the proper connector. We make many different research and development for the connector, about the shielding, the property of the shielding, the property of the the property of the copper, the silver, the different part of the cable.
Yeah. Okay, so you brought here the flagship version of the
we launched during the last Munich show in 2023. We launched L'Esprit, the flagship, and this weekend is the first we introduce L'Esprit ranges in Portugal.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much. Welcome to Lisbon in Portugal. You are here in Ultimate Audio. You brought some speakers. Can you tell us a little bit about what kind of speakers are these, and what they bring new from the Avantgarde brand?
Sure. Thank you a lot for having me and for this interview. I'm very happy to present you the worldwide first pair of Duo Mezzo. So this is the number 1 after the showroom one we have in Germany. So this is a brand new pair called Mezzo, as I just said. This is ending the line of generation 3 of Avantgarde that we started to launch a year and a half ago with the Trio G3. Then we have the Uno, the Duo, and now the Duo Mezzo here. And I will tell you a little bit more about this speaker, but also about the overall concept of Avantgarde, if you want. So you will also have a good overview of what this speaker is capable of and why we designed this kind of unusual shape that we have compared to other conventional speakers.
Sure.
Avantgarde Acoustic is a German company, and even if I have a French accent, I work for the German people. This company was founded about 33 years ago now in Germany by Holger Fromme and Matthias Ruf. And the general concept is always a little bit the same. Holger was a big fan of music, going to a lot of concerts, and he was not satisfied when he was coming back home on how do we generate and try to feel again the same energy as at the concert. He had some Klipsch horn at the time. There was the only available speaker with a lot of energy, but he thought, okay, there could be something that could also bring maybe better performance. And of course, the horn was obviously the best concept, but the horn is also very difficult to work with. and he found out that if he wanted to do a good speaker with a lot of dynamics, he needed to do a lot of R&D and technology behind the horn to make it right. So after 35 years, this is now almost 35, this is the third generation only, so it took about almost 10 years between each generation to make a big and huge improvement between the speakers. The general concept is based around the horn. So the horn is a natural amplifier. This is what you find in the nature. This is your ear. It's a horn, inverted horn. If you want to speak loud to somebody, you will do this because you will also canalize the sound. If you take the Roman amphitheater, they have, this is also a horn shape, so you can have a better spreading and also energy control in the large place. So the horn is a natural best way to amplify the sound. And once again, what is the sound? When I talk to you, I move air. I put air particle in motion. And having this horn will help to canalize, also to control and to send it directly to your ear without having too much problem with the rest interference of the room. Okay. So it's a very good concept. The problem is that as it amplifies everything, it will also amplify the bad things we don't want to hear as an audiophile. The distortions, the micro details that could be maybe also avoided or generated by the amplifier. So if you take a conventional driver, put it into a horn, you will get a very obviously not good sound. It's like if I talk to you like this for 10 minutes, you will not like my voice. So the German team behind Avantgarde worked a lot on the driver and on the technology. And obviously after 30 years we are now the leader in this technology, finding out that if you improve the driver shape, if you have some very unique trademark concept in between that, you can achieve this kind of performance. In a few words, these kind of horn speakers are able to generate 107 dB efficiency. 1 watt provided by the amplifier will take out 107 decibel. It's more than you here can easily handle. So actually the power is not a problem here. But if you want to make hair into motion, you need to have a very good control on the membrane and avoid distortion. And this is all about the G3 concept. Taking the G2 concept into a much better and more controlled, light white membrane, more efficiency in the voice coil and into the magnetic field, more control, smaller membrane to get also less distortion and more control. And all of this, we have a lot of concept I could talk to you about to make the sound as fast, pure and undistorted as possible.
Okay. So for people who are not familiar with the concept of these speakers, can you just explain just a little bit which frequencies each one of these handle?
Of course.
No, this one, it's the big one. I assume it is the medium?
This is the medium,
Okay.
Absolutely. And the bigger the horn is, and the lower it will handle the frequency. So if you take this horn, for instance, you cannot have a mid-range into this horn.
Okay.
It will only handle frequency from the top end, 28,000 Hertz maximum, so very high frequency, down to about 4,000 Hertz.
Okay.
And then the crossover will take over to have the mid-range working from 4,000 Hertz, down to 170 Hertz. So pretty down.
Yeah.
And 170 Hertz, it is not like a magic number we just decided. It is made by the side of the horn. If you take the side of the horn and you divide it by mathematical frequency numbers, you will get the maximum frequency that the horn can handle.
Okay.
That's why if you take the mezzo, you have this horn, but if you take the uno, you have a smaller horn,
one.
and then the mid-range will only handle up to 300 Hertz.
Okay.
If you take the trio, the bigger horn will go down to 100 Hertz. And the more the frequency is handled by the horn, the more control we have.
Okay.
So it is good to have a big horn.
What about the lower frequencies?
So the lower frequencies here are handled by 2 subwoofers here, those drivers, 2 12 inches, 31 centimeters each, made with a very special, as you can see here, we have a membrane with Kevlar, carbon and paper with a very long excursion. They are front-loaded, but they are also semi-horn loaded, as you can see here with this horn here. This shape has a big function that will help to canalize and spread also the sound. And you have also in this new model a bass reflex, so 2 holes in the bottom. So they are not back, they are not in front, they are direction of the floor, to also help to get this very rich, deep sound and very controlled sound.
Are those powered?
They are also powered.
Okay.
So not also, they are powered by an amplifier on the back, which is 1000 watts power handling. And those 2 parts are passive. But they can also be active, because Avantgarde have also an active solution called iTron. It's a new solution to fully active control the system.
You just have to add a source.
A source and a preamp.
And a preamp, okay.
Yes. So those 2 big beasts are derivated from the trio. This is the same one that is used in the big system of the trio. The tweeter is also the same as on the trio, so it's really like a small trio.
In a compact form.
In a compact form, exactly. Okay. The tweeter has also a new function. It is also movable on its axis, so you can totally phase align the speaker depending on the seat 8 you are, far on the distance you are from the speaker, so you can really fine-tune the sound for the listener. And the last thing, and very important, what makes the huge difference between an Avantgarde speaker and any other speakers, you have no crossover in the mid-range.
Okay.
So you will tell me, how do you make the frequency cut between the tweeter and the mid-range? We do it, but without any passive components in the signal path. It is made by a air chamber we are here physically, so we have like some air, some gap between the membrane, which has a very unique shape, and the horn. This air chamber, when the magnet is moving, the voice coil that is moving the membrane, will create like a kind of a pressurized here zone, and this will work as a low pass filter.
Okay.
Then we have a very special shape of the driver, will also in the other end create a high pass filter. And these all together with the horn shape, will help us to avoid any passive crossover in the mid-range. And if we have no crossover in the mid-range passive, it means that we will have not here any passive components.
It's a mechanical one.
It's a mechanical one, absolutely.
Okay. So thank you so much for
You're
your
welcome.
presentation. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks a lot
Thank
also.
you.
See you next time.
See you.